Coming to you from somewhere along the Ohio-West Virginia border, welcome to Nostalgia Highway, the movies you know from the guys you don't. We thank you so much for hitching a ride along with us today. I am your host, the Mayor Matt Logston, and with me as always are my two esteemed co-hosts.
I'm Dave, King of the Road.
And I am the Lord Ketchum. To end November, we are going to be reviewing Frailty from 2001.
I know who the God's Hand Killer is.
The masters of suspense agree. Stephen King calls Frailty thought-provoking, edge-of-your-seat entertainment.
Those were demons, so why can't you see that?
The most disturbing horror picture I've seen since The Shining, raves Spider-Man director Sam Raimi. And James Cameron calls it electrifying. It'll keep you guessing until the last shot. Bill Paxton, Matthew McConaughey. Frailty.
Only demons should fear me. You're not a demon, are you?
A man arrives at the FBI headquarters to discuss with the agent in charge of the God's Hand Killer case the possibility that the killer is his brother.
Alright.
He's not heavy. He's your brother. Speaking of heavy, I got an ice-cold Hamm's beer I'm about to crack in honor of Bill Paxton.
Here we go.
Who introduced us to Hamm's beer with this movie.
Alright, here we go.
That's your first ever cracked open beer on live Nostalgia Highway podcast. Enjoy that, listeners.
Alright. Spoilers ahead.
Hamm's beer ahead.
Alright. So, this was actually Bill Paxton's directorial debut.
It's a closet classic. I mean,
it is a hidden gem.
Yeah.
It absolutely is.
I think if he were still around, at this point in time, this movie would have been established enough that people would have been seeking him out to direct.
I don't know. I think it had its time, to be honest, dude. You know?
I think so.
I think it's picked up in popularity
itself.
because he has passed away. Actually.
It's coming around, I think.
So.
And hopefully we're a part of that because, man, this movie, I'm telling you.
I watched this movie when it first came out.
Yeah, I'm the same way.
Man, this is amazing. This is a great film.
Well, we actually introduced King to this,
did.
and
Yep. I was surprised.
It was one of those, like, you haven't seen Frailty? Well, you need to get on that shit right now.
I've since found out I'm not the only one that hasn't seen Frailty in the horror fan community.
A lot of people haven't.
Yeah, it is, like you said, King, it is a lesser-known movie.
Yeah.
Not a lot of people really paid a whole lot of attention to. And Stephen King, actually, he said that this was the best horror movie of 2001.
Oh, absolutely.
And honestly, that is what drew me into this movie, and then seeing who was in it. I was like, all right, you have my attention. Yeah. I'll bite. Yeah. This was one of those very pleasant surprise, out of nowhere rentals where you just... Anyways.
Yeah, if Stephen King gives you a recommendation on a movie, it's worth checking out.
I'm paying attention. Yeah.
I think, yeah.
For sure. But we open up with this super atmospheric and eerie score. I love it. Yeah. It's got a real... I don't know, there's a...
It's dark, sinister.
Yeah, but it's like a peaceful, almost kind of serene, but it's this very gothic kind of feel, and it sets the mood, honestly. It really does.
It's almost like Silence of the Lambs type, in a way.
Good call. I agree with you 100%.
How the score comes into that one, so.
Yep, you're right. We also get another Gone Too Soon in here in this movie, and we have the late Emmy winner, Powers Booth, who played Curly Bill Brocious in Tombstone. He was Senator Rourke in Sin City.
Jim Jones and The Guy on a Tragedy.
Yep, that's where he won the Emmy, if I'm not mistaken. But he plays FBI agent Wesley Doyle here, and I mean, he's done his fair share of schlock. He's done his lowbrow stuff, but he's done a lot of really good movies, and he is just one of those I kind of refer to as, oh, he's in this? Cool. Like, I'm like, all right, well, this can't be that bad.
Yeah, I remember when Sin City came out, and I was like, oh, man.
He's in this?
This is going to be great. Yeah. He signed on. It's going to be good.
Right,
you know?
exactly.
Bruce Willis, too.
Right.
Come on.
Right. Well, that's a fun movie. I like that movie. But he does a great job here. He's the no-nonsense, straight-laced FBI agent. He...
Kind of a hard ass.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, no nonsense. Yeah, he really is.
I think he's a prick, really. I mean...
Yeah. Very arrogant. Kind of a arrogant asshole.
Mm-hmm. Well, not.
Well, how would
not compared to someone.
How would you rate Powers Booth's...
On the Malcolm McDowell scale.
Yeah, on the Malcolm McDowell. on the McDowell's
the
meter.
Yes.
The McDowell meter. What do you got?
I mean, McDowell's at the top of that music for me, so I'm sorry. We're still going into this, but yeah.
You started it.
I'm not sure he ranks that high.
Okay.
All right, fair enough.
He's above the middle and below the upper.
But as we talked about, we both lost Bill Paxton and Powers Booth in 2017.
Yeah.
Oh, they both died the same year.
Yeah.
Yep.
I didn't realize that.
Yeah. So we open up with Matthew McConaughey, who has since won an Academy Award for his role as Ron Woodruff in the Dallas Buyers Club. He comes into the FBI headquarters there in Dallas, Texas, and seeks out Powers Booth character. And I really like this back and forth that we get between them, the dialogue. It's I don't know, I don't want to say it's like Tarantino level, because it's very nonchalant, it's very natural, but it's very engaging. I don't know.
It's comparable to a Tarantino conversation, yeah.
Okay,
I agree with that.
I mean, I don't
never
want
really thought of it that way, actually.
It kind of gave me that feel, but with Tarantino, usually it's a little more, there's maybe some humor, or it's lighthearted, or, you know what I mean? But this, it's straight edge.
Get to the
But
point.
also, like Tarantino, you pick up on different things the second time you view it that you didn't the first time.
Sure.
The fiction, the conversation about his mother.
This
picture.
one too, yeah. I guess you would.
Yeah.
So yeah. All right, Dave.
It is.
There you go.
Absolutely.
There you went me on that.
Well, and that was actually intentional from Bill Paxton. He wanted the movie to be like that.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah, he wanted the movie to be like that, and yeah, you did. You did that. This was actually shot over the period of 8 weeks in various locations in California, even though the story takes place in Texas. And when Paxton, obviously he cast himself in the role of the dad, he wanted the top 3 billing. He wanted them to all be Texans. And Powers
Good idea.
Booth and McConaughey and, of course, Paxton himself, they were all from Texas. So, yeah, there's a little bit for, authenticity purposes, and yeah, it works.
Well, I like his acting in this because he's just that almost perfect coach dad, type guy that you want to like. He's really, really relatable.
Yeah,
all three of these guys are just home runs in my opinion.
Yeah.
Top, just perfect casting choices in my opinion.
The kids are well cast too, really.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But I wanted to ask you guys, when we start to see McConaughey's story when he's telling Doyle as it's kind of playing out in this flashback, and honestly, that's his whole narration throughout this. It supports that. Do you feel that this is kind of a cheat, or does it serve the story?
It serves the story completely.
Okay, it was just a question that it kind of came up to me when I was watching it on this last view, and because it could be I could see where it would be possibly misleading and be potentially viewed as a cheat by a viewer. To me, I'm with you. I think it serves the story.
Yeah.
I accept it. I get where you're coming from.
Okay.
And I can see how somebody might be butthurt about that, but I don't think so. I think that served the story, and that was...
Okay. Yeah. Oh, that's something I was curious about, so, okay.
Check that box for me.
Cool. So we end up doing a time jump back to 1979, and we actually get a few of these back and forth from present time with McConaughey and Powers Booth in present time, and going back to 1979, Thurman, Texas, with the Fenton and Adam Meiks, and the Bill Paxton character as the father. As you kind of alluded to, King, I love the dynamic between these boys with Jeremy Sumter and Matt O'Leary. Even though I've never had a sibling, I think that I believed it. Like they were brothers.
Well, they did a really good job of, setting the scene too. They did a really good job presenting, present day, whenever it was, like 1979. Yeah, so, yeah. They did a really good job with that.
The dad to son's relationship and the brother's relationship is genuine. Yeah. And it's,
I mean, that's just a really super tight-knit family. It's genuine.
Not having a mother.
Respectable.
So.
I mean,
Yeah.
the dad constantly working, the older brothers, taking care of
exactly,
taking care of the house shit and everything.
No, I think
that's how it was back in the day,
Right.
And I guess it is nowadays, but I don't know. It's just a really good connection.
No, I think they
well casted.
Totally nail that dynamic there. I mean, just to a T. But we end up getting this dinner scene where Bill Paxton and Matt O'Leary and Jeremy Sumpter, they're having dinner, and when Jeremy Sumpter took a bunch of peas, he was getting a drink of water, and he kind of got choked up. Did you see Bill Paxton, like, he kind of glares at him?
Like you're messing us up or something? Or
yeah, well, and that's what it was, because I guess that day of shooting, they were being boys on set and kind of getting on Bill's last nerve, and he was getting fed up with him. So that is like straight up like don't screw this up.
Right. Mm-hmm. Well, they're getting paid.
Right.
So.
But
since he's
you're on the job,
and probably the head editor, he's like, I'm gonna leave that in because that was genuine.
Probably. Yeah. Because I remember when I saw it for the first time, like I noticed that he choked up on the water, because I was thinking like, oh, maybe this is going to, it's going to be where I have a choking water scene, or I don't know.
Yeah.
But I saw Paxton look over. I'm like, oh, okay, we're just going to roll with it. And then this was back in the day when I would actually watch the movie with the director's commentary, and that's how I found that out.
Oh, right.
Cool. That's cool.
But yeah, so there's that little nugget. And we end up getting our first Hamm's beer sighting, and this is where it all kicked off.
Yeah.
This is where the love for Hamm's beer came for the king and I. And
how refreshing is a cold Hamm's beer? As refreshing as the land of sky blue waters. Cool, refreshing Hamm's.
Hamm's the beer refreshing. Hamm's the beer refreshing. Hamm's.
Yeah, one day you were in the gas station and sent me a text of, hey man, they're selling Hamm's beer here, and we're like, yeah.
Yep.
I'm gonna go get some.
Yep, I bought it and I tried it out, and I gave you a review of the Hamm's beer, and it's kind of like it's
not bad. It's not the greatest beer.
It's your granddad's beer.
Yeah, it is granddaddy beer.
It's your granddad's beer. It's a cheap beer, but it doesn't taste horrible.
Like $3.68 at the Dollar General for a 6-pack of the tall cans.
Like I think you can get a 30-pack of the 12-ounce cans for like $14, $15.
Yeah, that's not bad.
Yeah. And I'm saying, and honestly, it's not it is a cheap beer, but it's
$10 at Walmart, like $10.99 for a 30-pack.
Oh,
serious,
wow. Yeah. I try not to go to Walmart if I can.
Yeah, everybody does. I hope.
But yeah, so Hamm's beer, it's kind of become a thing for us. And anytime any of us are watching a movie,
and
we'll take a picture of the movie, or guess what I see. And I think the last time I saw something, and it was funny because it's a movie I'd seen a lot of times, and it's one of those so bad it's good, and I don't know, for whatever reason I'm drawn to it. It's Chopping Mall.
Oh, is there Hamm's can in that?
When they do, when they're having their little party, amongst themselves, they have a Hamm's Light or something. And
there's a Hamm's Light?
Yeah, it's like a different color. It's the same style, but it's a different color.
Okay.
But I was like, son of a bitch, it's in there too, And it's like, so anytime we see any Hamm's beer in a movie, we make sure we tell hey, guess what? This is in this.
I'm going to be honest, I was probably the only person in the theater that popped on the new Pet Sematary, the remake.
Oh, that's right, you told me.
Yeah, when old boy picks up a Hamm's beer, and I'm like, oh! And it's crickets. Everybody in the theater's looking at me, and I'm like, oh.
What the fuck is wrong with this guy? That was just
for me, sorry.
Highway... Hitchhikers, yeah, man, we love Hamm's beer.
Yeah, it became a thing.
Hamm's beer.
Well, we drink and drive to Hamm's beer on the highway.
Oh,
from the view of our basement. Yes.
Right. That's true.
Oh yeah. But Paxton actually used the same Hamm's beer can throughout the entire filming because it was the only one the crew could find from 1979, and you'll notice he's opening the beer.
The tear top.
It's the old
rip back.
That's right. Yeah. All that was done off screen, and it was sound effect. You never saw the can being open.
Heck yeah.
Yeah.
Good.
So,
hey,
movie magic. Movie magic.
That's
right there. So the boys, they have a millipede. It's a centipede. It actually is a millipede, and they named it Curtis. McConaughey named it. And it's actually the name of the man that follows Agent Hull into the sheriff's office at the end of the movie. He's named Curtis also.
Oh, okay. Cool. I didn't
But
know that.
I love the nostalgia that we get in their room with all the talk about going to the theater and seeing meatballs and the Warriors, the Houston Oilers pennant, the old Dallas Cowboys pennant. Actually, in the original script, instead of the Warriors, it was going to be Alien.
Oh man, that'd been sweet.
But Paxton wanted to avoid it because he was in Aliens.
Right. Man,
He didn't want to eat. I know he didn't want to Easter egg himself. Basically,
that's all right.
It's fine. I'll allow it.
Oh yeah,
Bill
definitely.
Paxton can do no wrong.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, I love seeing those old school pennants and the old Houston Oilers.
Yeah.
And yeah, that was cool. I love that.
That's what I'm saying. You know, it's filmed really well.
It's authentic. You believe it's in the late 70s, man.
Yeah.
I mean,
they did a really good job finding shit and
I agree.
Setting the tone of the scene.
I think the first time I saw Bill Paxton was in Titanic. And I mean, I'm ashamed.
Really?
I'm ashamed to say that, but you know,
it had to be Weird Science for me.
Well, I had seen Weird Science, but I don't think I connected to. I mean, to
be honest, dude, it might be the Terminator. I'm not sure if I saw like Aliens.
Well,
or
it could
like
be,
that.
but because it's a very small part.
But I didn't even know it was him.
Right.
You know?
That's where I'm at. I didn't know his character.
I mean, I think I saw like. I'm trying to think. I saw Terminator when I was really young.
I was too.
How much is he in
really
Terminator?
young.
Like, I'm drawing a blank on that.
He's one of the punks in the beginning.
Yeah, so he's just
Laundry Day, nothing clean, right?
Nothing clean, right?
Your clothes,
Okay.
give them to me.
See, I mean, but
Screw you, asshole. Does he say fuck?
Nobody would really remember that
fuck
as
you,
their
asshole.
first experience.
Well, right, and that's
what
what the Lord's saying. But I think I don't know. For me, I think it's when he played Chet in Weird Science.
Right on, yeah.
Okay.
He's such a dick.
He was. He was good, but he was good.
Yeah,
he was
yeah.
really good at it. Bill Paxton, dad, he ends up getting a vision from an angel in the middle of the night and tells him that
Wake up, boys! Wake up!
we're gonna start killing demons.
That's right.
You know?
We kind of like superheroes, Dad.
I love that. I love that.
I guess we
explanation.
are.
Yeah, we're gonna cast him out of this world. But I love O'Leary's skepticism, the look on his face, just the way he's looking. Like, the fuck are you talking about?
Well, you gotta think. You know, you just woke up.
Right.
You know,
yeah.
Your dad's talking all kinds of crazy.
Right.
You know.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Talking about being chosen by God to, thwart
Okay.
demons and stuff. But I love the way he just looked. And then the next morning when he wakes up and he's like, yeah, it's good. I really like it. But
It's just weird, you know, how young Adam, he's just, you know, all acting all cool in the morning, like nonchalant, nothing happened and shit.
yeah,
and,
just
you know,
normal.
And the dad as well, you know.
We're going to be superheroes.
Yeah.
He's
That's awesome.
excited.
Yeah.
And I don't understand why Finn didn't get on board with that thinking. I mean, really, we're going to be superheroes.
it's
I don't
crazy
woke up and been
talk.
like, you
It
know
is
what?
crazy talk, dude.
That sounds like that could be a lot of fun.
But okay, so Paxton, you talked about a king. I agree with you. I think he is great as a father figure in this. You genuinely believe that he's a dad that wants what's best for his boys. But is he crazy, or is he really this avenger of God? You know, and
All lunatics who say it, you know.
right,
Again, on first viewing, you have a different opinion of this than you do on a second viewing.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's another thing.
But one thing that I don't know, I feel that was just captured perfectly in this is how this movie portrays the claustrophobia of being a child. And what I mean by that is like, okay, you're taught to trust your parents, right?
Right.
They're your number one. Like,
But
you
what
know,
happens when
exactly?
you're like,
But what do you do when there's this irrational, unexplainable behavior? It's coming from the behavior that from the parent that condones violence, and like, what do you do there?
Right.
And just
Trapped.
Very trapped. And I feel like it totally depicted and portrayed it perfectly.
Yeah.
And again, I think that's a huge credit to Matt O'Leary.
Yeah, definitely, dude.
I mean,
Did well.
Again, kids and I don't know if this is necessary. It's, I guess, what we call it, a psychological horror.
This?
Yeah.
A thriller.
A thriller.
Yeah. I mean,
I think those all are
with drama.
Yeah, it's a drama, but going with,
Suspense,
kids and
emotion.
suspense. Okay, there you go. A suspense thriller.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not straight.
I don't think it's just
No, I don't
horror,
either.
It's nothing like that.
It kind of touches. It touches on a lot of little things, but
Crime drama. We're gonna keep doing this, or
Crime drama.
oh, there you go.
Yeah.
That's a nice mashup.
Crime drama thriller.
All right. Okay, but McConaughey is a fantastic storyteller as our narrator.
Well,
in
man,
this.
he's just got that voice,
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
His
yes.
pacing,
Drawl.
that drawl, it is. This is long before he was the actor that we know today, and before he won his Academy Award. But I mean, this is a testament to how good of an actor he is.
Dude, he was on fire around this time, in my opinion. Like he did this in A Time to Kill, which is a fantastic movie.
Well, Time to Kill was before.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
Right,
but like in this era,
No, I
dude,
love
he
A Time
was,
to Kill.
he was killing it right here.
Yeah,
And
but
it's
he
like
wasn't-
10-year,
He was one of those guys that was always cast in the movie, but he wasn't like the guy
Right.
quite yet. But he was absolutely known. I mean, he got top billing, if I'm not mistaken.
yeah.
and he
Samuel
wasn't
L.
having to
Jackson.
do all right.
That's right. That's
right.
right.
But no, yeah, it's just, he just draws you in. At least for me, he does. Like, you just, I'm hanging on every word.
That's what makes
he's
those
saying.
Lincoln commercials so good, dude. It's just that voice.
Oh, man.
I'm telling you. And then Bill Paxton knew it. He's like, damn, your voice is good, and you're from Texas. You're on. Let's do this.
Stays in the picture. But did you all know that the axe that Bill Paxton ends up
Yeah,
picking up
the angel
along the
says,
way?
you're going to acquire 3 weapons.
Yes.
To defeat demons
Yep.
and everything.
And the first one was this axe that was inscribed up at the very top of the handle with Otis.
Which is a really cool scene, he's just driving along the highway, or, the back roads, I guess, and,
No, you're right.
in
The
this
highway.
barn.
The highway.
No,
You're
yeah,
right.
yeah. It's my highway.
It's our highway.
Hashtag
Sorry,
our highway.
goddamn.
Hashtag our highway. All right.
And he sees this barn, and it's really cool, the sun shot right, on it.
Yeah.
I guess if you, had supposedly seen something like that, draw to you,
Yeah.
And, at that point, you start to question it. Well, I mean, that's kind of weird
Yeah.
that axe is just sitting there in the sunlight, out in the middle of fucking nowhere.
Yep.
Is this starting to be true? Maybe.
With Otis inscribed in the handle.
Yep.
And it's just a regular axe, with Otis inscribed.
Yeah.
And you get regular gloves.
And now a lot of people believe
And a pipe.
that because like in the credits, Paxton's character, he's just dad, and
Yeah.
some people believe that Otis was his name. That's not true. Some other people, they felt that it was an acronym for Only the Innocent Survive. That's actually not true either, but I love that one
Sure.
because it totally fits.
Whoever come up with that, thumbs up to you.
Yeah. But story goes, Paxton wanted the axe to be unique and have a personality of its own, and he got the name from a homeless man that he met while he was in Pasadena, California, who was named Otis. And Paxton actually paid the man for the use of his name.
Yeah, because he wouldn't accept a free handout.
Yep.
Yep.
That's it.
Cool story.
It's awesome.
Bill Paxton, super cool guy.
Heck yeah.
Hell yeah.
Neat little story there. But I do like the Only the Innocent Survive, though, because that totally works. But the third weapon is a
Just a little pipe. Yeah.
Yep.
It's the lead pipe from the Clue.
From Clue. From Colonel Mustard.
It was the dad.
Conservatory.
It was the dad with the gloves and the pipe and the axe.
In the shed.
Wrong.
Shit.
Game over.
But since this is very much a less is more type movie, what are your guys' thoughts on the angel reveal from underneath the car when Paxton's working on it? Did we need that?
Yeah, his next vision, yeah.
Right. Did we need that? Because that's when he got the list of names.
The list of names, yeah. The 7 demons or something like that. I mean, it's obviously fake.
Right.
I'm fine with it.
because I really liked what they did with the trophy when he got his first.
Right.
That was good, and you just see his facial reaction. I like that because that's very less is more.
Maybe budget constraints. He wanted to actually put it right there, but
Okay.
But it's a really cool scene too because you hear all the background and when they're working on the cars
Right.
and everything, all the grinding and everything, and then you cut to him just looking up, and it's this. You hear this fiery sword, of justice, just fucking flame, right next to him and everything.
Right. And then you still see like all the sparks coming at him, and
it's even louder and stuff, and he's just I like it. I'm down with it.
All right. What about you, King? What do you think about that scene? I mean, do you think it was necessary? Where we got to see the avenging angel?
I kind of think so. Yeah, I wouldn't have been happy with this movie if I hadn't had a little bit better explanation. I mean, that was what we got.
Okay.
I mean, is he really seeing angels?
I felt like the angel had a remarkable resemblance to Matthew McConaughey with a majestic AF curly, head.
Huh.
It did look similar to Matthew McConaughey.
Looked like something from the Sistine Chapel.
Yeah, I'm not saying
something
it looked
like that,
spot on to Matthew McConaughey.
No, I see what you're saying, though.
I made a resemblance to that.
Okay.
In my mind myself. I don't know if it's important or it's just me.
Because I'll be honest with you, this is the only scene that I've ever really kind of like, did I need to see this? Because it is, because you said obviously fake, but I feel like the transition is well done. The presentation where all the real life sound is blocked out, but it's still happening.
Right.
That's cool. And I think that's a reason why I don't know, but like I guess if I had to pick a scene that I was on a nitpick over, I think this would be it.
It's just cool because the sword lays upon down to him, and then sudden brightness of light, and then you've immediately got your names. And I don't know. I like it. It's not bad.
All right, I just wanted to ask.
Give you that because you don't know if he's going crazy or anything. So gives you a chance to see what he sees.
So then, obviously, he shares this list and tells the boys, and this leads up to a scene where I think it's kind of creepy. It's very subtle, but it's a very childlike approach to it, obviously. But the scene where young Adam, who is Jeremy Sumpter, he has his own list of demons that he tries telling his dad about.
When I first saw this movie, I kind of just laughed at it. I was like, this is hilarious.
I mean, it's a chuckle worthy, but if you really think about it, that's creepy
it's eerie,
and dark,
right?
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. Okay. All right. So you understand where I'm coming from.
I was like, man, it's just it's I guess
it's unsettling.
It is kind of unsettling, but I kind of like my humor that
the power of just of influence.
Bill Paxton says it best. He's like destroying demons is good, killing people's bad.
Right. Yeah. The first demon kill, the burial scene, which is the nurse, which was Cynthia Harbridge. That's chilling.
Yeah, it's a woman.
Just how calm Paxton is with the boys while he's doing
He's still trying to figure it out, Yeah,
you can tell he's feeling his way through this, but he has he has his marching orders, Right.
He wears the gloves.
Right.
To pretty much block the demon from touch.
Until the reveal.
Right. You take the gloves off, lay your hand upon him.
Right. It's just, I don't know.
Reveal your sins.
And just, I don't know. There's just really something kind of creepy about that. And then when they're in the Rose Garden and he's telling Adam, oh, you got to do it how the angel said.
Right.
It's like, again, that the power of suggestion. It's just, that is creepy, man.
And it's weird because, the kid's dumping literally the woman's head.
Yeah.
Out of a bag.
Body parts.
He's like, no, not like that.
Order to this,
Yep.
Yeah.
The angel was very specific on it.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm telling you, man, that's creepy.
Meanwhile, Fenton's
over there just
what the hell just happened?
Yeah.
Yeah,
absolutely.
My God.
Absolutely.
Well, it's game over now,
Right.
I mean, you're in it. Mm-hmm. It's no longer just talk. We're actually doing this shit.
Right. But did you all know that this is actually loosely based upon an actual case that was in America from Joseph Callinger? With his 13-year-old son Michael, they tortured 4 families, and they killed 3 people in New Jersey between 1974 and 1975. Callinger, he pleaded insanity and claimed God told him to kill.
He's not the first person to say it either. You know?
No. And sadly, won't be the last.
Yeah.
More than likely.
Mental illness.
Yeah.
Or cop out, you know.
Yeah, it's true. I mean, there's always that aspect of it. But, yeah, I mean, it's just like, while this is... I mean, this is a dark movie.
Yeah.
It's really dark. It's grim. It's almost dreamlike in a way. We end up transitioning back to present time with McConaughey and Powers Booth, and we end up getting a car ride to the Thurman Rose Garden, where
all the bodies are buried.
Right, and that was all shot on a soundstage.
Really?
And Bill Butler, who was the cinematographer for Deliverance, One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, and Jaws, he was the director of photography here. He cleverly had other crew members shake and rock the car, paired with props and moving lights to give the illusion that they were in a car, and
sold me.
Nailed it.
Yeah.
Nailed it. When I found that out, I was like, wow. I'll actually watch that on the behind the scenes featurette on the DVD.
Yeah, they did a good job.
Oh, it was great. Totally believable. It was great.
Powers Booth in that scene is just, I don't know, him talking, because he's got that certain way he talks.
And
he's always got a weird glare at you.
He's peering up in the rear
He's always
view.
got a weird glare, and he's just got almost a very strong ego about him when he talks.
He's one of those guys, you never, even if he is like a quote-unquote good guy, he's one of the... You have a hard time trusting him.
Right. Yeah.
And I think that's a testament to him as an actor, in my personal opinion. Because he I don't know, again, I see his name in the credits, I'm like, alright.
Yeah.
I'm good with this. But we end up going back to 1979, and we get the second demon abduction / kill. This was the old man... pedophile, child abductor.
Sure, what it looked.
Something along those lines. It was never really explained, but everything was just kind of implied, and it was very ambiguous. It was left very open.
Well, I mean, yeah.
But this was the...
I guess it's ensued whenever, it's kind of weird because Bill Paxton uses one of the kids as bait.
Yeah.
Uses Fenton as a bait, to get this guy, which they abduct in broad daylight.
Yeah.
Which, Bill Paxton says, well, God will protect us, Yeah. That's pretty arrogant almost, It's...
You start to see this change in Dad's behavior. And I'll tell you, that van scene with them sitting in there, and we get that POV of Fenton sitting in the passenger seat, and he's looking over at Dad. He's looking at a book, and then he looks over, and... we see Edward March coming out, and then he looks over at Dad, and he's looking up. He's already looked up. He's already on it. That is so good. And then his hesitation and his, you could tell, he's terrified. He does not want to get out of the van, and he does not want to do this.
I know he's thinking, he's just praying that, okay, Dad, just keep your head down. Just keep your head down.
Yeah.
Just let this guy go.
Maybe he'll miss. Yeah. Exactly. Again, that claustrophobia of a childhood, man. Yeah. I'm telling you, it's
captured well.
It is creepy as hell, that whole scene. And like you said, using a child as essentially bait to lure, this guy in. Oh, man. Dark movie.
He clocks his ass with the lead pipe.
Yeah, he does.
Boom!
But
playing.
That guy, his name in real life is Vincent Chase, and that was Bill Paxton's longtime acting coach.
Really?
Yep.
Huh. That's cool. Fucking cool, man.
And he hit him in the head with a lead pipe.
Yeah.
It was a prop.
God protected him.
God will protect me.
But we end up getting a father that is so desperate to save his son's faith that he works him mercilessly in the hopes that his faith will be restored by praying for help to finish this job of digging this gigantic hole in their backyard to basically build this dungeon, more or less. I want to ask you guys, and I'm pretty sure I already know what your answer is here, Lord, but did your dads ever make you guys work shit out through hard manual labor when you were a kid?
That's hilarious, Matt. Of course my parents did.
Like I said, I'm pretty sure I know the answer to
chopped
this.
so much wood in my life.
I knew it was wood, too. I knew it was chopping wood.
I have no story for this, so I will let you tell that one.
Oh, man. Dude. We had wood heat growing up.
That's right.
And dude, in the summertime, I'd be chopping wood all the time, man. Chopping wood. My friends would be literally across the street like, catch them, let's go. And I'm like, I fucking can't. I gotta chop fucking wood. It sucks.
You're like, lame.
It is lame. Right? Yeah.
My cousin was probably one of the biggest ones.
That's right.
Yep.
Yeah, I need to find a chore like that around here for my kids.
But it's, it beat doing wood in the cold.
Oh, yeah. That would suck.
So you had to get ahead of it.
Yeah.
I ain't saying I was totally spoiled, but I don't think I ever had to do a punishing chore.
It wasn't necessarily punishment. It was a survival thing.
It was a necessity,
That's just the way it was.
Right.
Yeah.
But, it sucked. I didn't get a whole lot of help.
Right.
For me, we ended up, I don't know if you guys remember my house on Bird Street. You might remember better than what you would, Lord. But when we first moved in, we had that huge ditch that went all the way to the other side where, in the backyard, and we ended up filling that in, probably around the time when I was in high school. But everything...
I remember that house.
Okay. Down behind where the garage was, we had to put in a drainage pipe. And that is the summer that I learned that I hate digging holes.
Yeah.
So I can relate to this. Okay. And there were other things. Yard work was a typical thing. There was a summer we built a shed from the ground up. God, I got yelled at so many times that summer.
I'm telling you what, Dad, when I was watching this film, the amount of work he got done that first day, he did it without gloves and all that shit.
He busted
his hands, like crazy. Yeah. There's no way in hell I could dig that much in a day. No, I don't think so. Kudos to him.
Yeah. Yeah, he repped it out for sure. But
this guy, this kid, he really did a fantastic job, Matt O'Leary.
But I remember in those moments of me doing this manual labor as a kid, I remember my defiance through my willpower of I'm going to power through this.
Yeah.
Just in spite of you. Oh man. So I totally can relate to that. Again, just how genuine this is. Oh God, they nail it. They really do.
So he digs a hole,
right,
15 foot by 15 foot.
Yeah,
which is fucking crazy.
Right. It's a big ass for a 12, 13-year-old kid.
Right, and then they end up rolling a big ass shed over it.
Yep.
And build a dungeon.
All right. More or less.
It's crazy, And at that point, man, Bill Paxton's telling him, you need to pray. I bet you didn't pray once, did he? Nope, sure didn't.
Nope.
Just fighting his dad all the way.
And
fuck
again,
your God.
Yeah, and that's pretty much what he said.
Yep.
Yeah. And the whole time, Fenton is trying to convince Adam to run away. He's crazy. Dad has lost his mind, and he even at one point, he goes to the sheriff's department. He's across the street. He's standing there. He's debating, going in there, and he runs off. Again, that claustrophobia. Just being trapped.
Right. Every kid's got a breaking point.
Yep. The third demon kill didn't go quite as planned. You can feel the cold in Bill Paxton's eyes when he tries to hand the axe off to Matt O'Leary in the dungeon before he ends up running off to the sheriff's station and actually ends up telling. I'm telling you, there's so many subtleties about this movie that it makes this movie. Yeah. It really does. And I think it really is that dynamic of with Bill Paxton and Sumter and O'Leary. Mm-hmm. As tight knit as those three are, it is equally as tight with Powers, Booth, and McConaughey.
Yeah. But man, I mean, I like this movie because it's so. There's not very many people cast in this movie, you know.
It's
so you get a lot.
Numbers.
Everybody's getting a lot of screen time.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah. And these boys, they get a lot of it.
Yeah.
They really do, and they do great. But O'Leary's desperation to the Sheriff Smalls character is played by Luke Askew. He was Boss Paul and Cool Hand Luke. It's believable.
Easy Rider.
Yeah, he's been in tons of stuff. But did you catch the grin on Fenton's face when he finally gets the sheriff to come to his house? He's like, there's this moment of relief, this wave of relief comes over. He's like, finally,
somebody believes
somebody's going to see this crazy shit that's going on at my house and what Dad's doing.
Praying to God it'll stop.
Right.
Not necessarily praying to God, I guess.
But just hoping that. But I love that. Oh, yeah. I think that's, again, the subtle things, you know. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Well, if it has to be done, it has to be done. What do you think, kiddo? Does it have to be done?
But that look that Paxton gives him when he says that, wow. I mean, the tone is set. I mean, at all costs, you know, Dad is going to protect his actions.
Yeah.
You know?
Protect his duties.
I think it's also worth mentioning at then in the sheriff kill scene that Paxton reacts in a way that he doesn't when he kills his quote-unquote demons.
100% regret and just...
vomits.
Yeah, just...
You look what you made me do. You made me kill a man.
You made me commit murder. I've seen you do it without... You know, or whatever. You know, it's just very intense.
It is.
Little exchange.
It is.
Know?
It really is. But I really love the fading into darkness O'Leary does when they're in there and they're down in the dungeon. He just kind of backs away, and you just kind of see his face, and it just kind of goes into darkness. Awesome metaphor. It's great timing. The believability from Bill Paxton of reacting how, you know, I guess someone would after committing murder. I don't know. I think it's awesome. O'Leary matches it very well. And then when Paxton picks up that axe.
Oh, yeah.
When they're in the Rose Garden. I mean...
He almost did it again, you know?
Yeah. When Bill Paxton calls for O'Leary to come into the shed before he locks him in that dungeon. That conversation, that's haunting. You don't really know what's going to happen, you know, with what we just saw in the Rose Garden where he picks up the axe and he's like, Dad, don't, you know, and... I mean, it's to a...
Yeah.
It's at a high level right now. I mean, tensions are mounting.
I can never do that to my kid. I can tell you that much.
And Paxton was really uncomfortable doing that scene where he takes, you know, Matt O'Leary and he pushes him down the cellar. And I guess he straight up said, I don't like doing this scene. He didn't like it at all. Made him uncomfortable. But again, it just...
Very dark.
But when he goes back to check on... Fenton in the dungeon, I think it's powerful because, you know, Paxton's, you know, dad's faith has superseded a father's love for a son, and while Fenton has turned cold and hateful towards, you know, his God, you know, and then we get that scene where he opens it up and he's like, has God spoken to you yet? And then he just kind of looks up, he's like,
there is no God.
Just slams it.
Yeah.
Wow.
Awesome.
Wow.
No response.
Callous.
No answers, you know, back. He just hammers the fucking nails down.
Hammers the nails in, man. God. Ugh.
And it's crazy, too. It's well shot, you know, the light above. Because once that last nail goes in, it just... There's always a little bit of light left, you know. Yeah. But every nail, the light just gets smaller, you know.
The little, it's... Yeah. I love that you really don't know who is really who is, you know, what the truth really is, what are lies. I think this is all just phenomenal storytelling in this.
Who knows how long they stayed down there, you know?
7th day.
7 days?
I think, wasn't
7
it?
days?
Was it, I think?
Yeah, it was a week. He was going to go for 2, and then...
Okay.
He wasn't answering. That's right. Because he kind of went into, you know...
Yeah, just...
delirium.
Right. So he ends up letting him out, and he says
he's completely dehydrated and malnourished at this point.
Yeah,
this is a necessity, a survival.
Yeah,
right.
Tactic.
Yeah, but again,
he's not going to kill his kid. I don't know.
Well, this kid's not
he thought about it.
I get you, but I mean, like, I don't. Once he put him down there, I don't think it wasn't meant to kill him. At that point.
The angel even
it's just
told
punishment,
him that he should be afraid of him because he's a demon. But he didn't want to believe it, which I think that's a natural reaction of a father to a child, But that's what I'm saying.
Even if you did believe it, there comes a point where you draw a line. As
right.
a child.
Like, I can't do this, Even though, he is, head over heels. He is all in this, He's hook, line, and sinker. That's
the line.
That's tough. That's tough, and that's what I'm saying. Like, I love how there's so much... You don't know,
right.
And that's just keeps you going in this movie because you want to get that payoff, and
that was the genius in this movie. Was the holding back on things you're like wanting to see that you you need to know.
Because is Fenton? Did he really see God? Is he just playing survival at this point?
Right.
But we end up going on to what would be the fourth demon, which is the Brad White from Dallas, and he reminds me so much. He looks like a real life Beavis from Beavis and Butthead.
Yes, so yeah.
And the way he talks too.
Yeah.
He really does.
I never saw it that way, but that's spot on actually.
Yeah, like if there's supposed to be a live action Beavis from that it's him. It's that guy.
What an asshole.
Yeah, he was.
This guy deserves it. This is out of all the demons prior. This is the one I would say, okay, this is a demon. Yeah.
He gets my thumb up. Kill him.
For sure.
Oh, man. But they take him back to the dungeon. There was a little struggle there. Probably some broken ribs for Dad, I'd say. With was that a tire iron?
Yeah, that guy
was... he took a little bit of a...
that guy's definitely been to prison or so.
Yeah.
A few times.
Ain't his first rodeo.
What causes him to attack? I don't really understand.
Well,
exactly.
Fenton was in the background and he knocked something over.
Yeah.
And then, but at that point, Bill Paxton had
the light
out. You're right.
Behind him, and he turned around and seen it, and then he grabbed, and he had already had the tire iron because that's what Bill Paxton asked him for.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because he had a flat tire, supposedly.
I guess.
So, then he smacked his ass.
I remember it going that way now, but I guess it was kind of on first viewing. It was not as obvious.
But they get Brad Beavis White back to the dungeon. Bravis. I don't even know what the hell that was.
Leave that in there.
Bravis. Bravis. But anyways, I don't know. I guess you kind of, I don't know, depending upon where your head was when you first watched this, maybe you had a feeling Fenton was going to do what he did. I wasn't quite sure. I mean, obviously, it was 50-50.
Right.
In my mind,
more definitely.
Or less.
Yeah.
But man, because
he looked pretty serious, when
because
it's a good shot, because it just opens up. He's just got the axe, he's staring down.
He steps up,
the demon,
but like it.
And Bill Paxton, you can see in his eyes, he's kind of still questioning it, but
he's a proud father.
Yeah, he's very proud though at this point, taking up the axe. Yeah.
And if nothing else, he's because he's not wanting to believe it, he's defiantly forcing his son to change his ways so that... that's another take. You're a parent. If you accept that this kid is a demon and he needs to die, you're going to try and correct him rather than let him be killed later.
I think I already kind of know by what you guys have said, but for me, I think in this moment, he totally believes his son is in.
Right. I would say he's more on the believing side. I would agree as well.
Okay.
But there's still some skepticism about it.
See, this is a test. This is a test.
I think he's all in. I really do.
Right on.
I feel like he's testing.
Okay. Fair enough.
Yeah.
Okay. But like even still, when you see it, it is a shock. the heartbreak. You see heartbreak in Paxton's eyes when he's laying there dying. You know, I mean,
Sticks
it's just
that Shining style. You know, just on
right in the chest.
This is the only blood scene in the movie, isn't it? This is the only
for the most part. Yeah.
Well, the sheriff.
Yeah,
I think
that's fair.
Too,
yeah,
so.
but it's
minuscule.
blood is minimal.
Yeah,
it's so minimal in this. Everything is minimal in this.
And that works for it.
Dry. I like the way you put that. But yeah, that heartbreak when he's whispering to Adam, you know, I mean, I swear he dies in everything, almost everything he's in. He really does.
Yeah, he does.
I mean, he really does. But
Twister, he didn't die in Twister.
He didn't die in Twister.
He died in Titanic too.
Did he?
Yeah, Titanic 2, yeah.
Oh, Titanic 2.
Yeah, he went down with the boat
I have
that was...
not seen... There's a Titanic 2?
There is a Titanic 2, but it doesn't have Bill Paxton. It's got Barry Bostwick in it, though.
It wasn't Bill Paxton?
Is he playing Bill Paxton's character?
No, it's like they make a cruise liner that's supposed to take like the same exact... It's like a replica of the Titanic.
Well, hold on.
And they take it...
Hey, spoiler alert! Don't ruin it for me. I might want to check it out.
You obviously know more about this movie than I do, because I just was totally making that shit
No,
up.
there is a Titanic 2. Look it up. It's on Tubi.
I know this, but I mean the fact that you know more about it than the fact that there is a Titanic 2, which is all I know about it.
Well, because I'm so morbidly curious, I was like, okay, how much of a shitter is this? Because
I was literally
clearly a shitter.
grabbing information from my ass on that. I don't have any information. You had way more information about that movie than I did.
Yeah.
All right, so Bill Paxton dies in Titanic 2.
Not, actually.
Yeah.
But yeah, he lives in Twister.
I pulled that out of my ass.
Right after this shock, we get another shock.
Yeah.
We get young Adam, full-blown, taking out Beavis.
Yeah, which was freaking cool. I did not see that coming at all.
Not at all.
But I mean, you know, throughout the whole movie, you know, he was always, you know, an advocate for his dad.
Yeah, he was all in. Yeah.
So.
No, but my talking point on that scene is, was he trying to kill Beavis,
or his brother?
He trying to kill his brother,
right
because his brother was down there on the you know.
I never thought of it like that.
Before that,
that was
in dips out right before he swings.
You guys think, you know, that's what Bill Paxton might have been whispering in his ear, you know, finish the job, you know, or something like that.
Or you're gonna have to kill your brother.
Right.
I think it's both, because I think, in my opinion, it was he was going after Beavis, because this is even talked about, I think, in McConaughey's narration. If it's got to be on the list, Fenton wasn't on the list.
He was on his
Not
dad's
yet.
list.
No,
remember his dad said
the demon told him he wasn't on the list.
Right.
Because McConaughey says if you do it before he's on the list, it's murder.
Yeah.
So
it has to be justified, sent by an angel.
Talking about, I thought we were under the impression that Fenton was on Bill Paxton's list. Bill Paxton was a non-believer.
No, he was
not
never
a non-believer,
because he never even got down to the bottom of that list.
I'm saying it's speculative that he might have been on his dad's list, and his dad wouldn't accept it.
I wonder.
I see what you're saying.
I wonder.
I don't. That's not the way I view it.
And I just wonder if it was his dad's dying words to tell Adam that your brother's a demon. You're gonna.
I think honestly, what both of you said, I think it's exactly what he said. Combine both things. That's what he told Adam.
Right.
Okay.
Finish the job. You're gonna have to kill your brother one day.
Yes.
I wonder if him telling him to finish the job. I wonder, since that wasn't on Adam's list. You know, that demon. It was on his dad's list.
But
is it justified?
Adam was he's seen where Fenton didn't, so I think it was just the biological passing on. You know, is that inheritance? I think by that, that was the validation.
Okay, right on.
Okay.
You're the man of the house now.
Man, deep shit right there. That was a deep conversation. I like that. And
but
it's
it was
easy
cool,
to do
know,
with this movie, man.
You know, when they're in the graveyard, obviously, you know, Fenton tells Adam, you know, he's like, if I'm ever a demon and you kill me, promise to bury me here.
Swear to God, I'll bury you.
Which is like, wait a minute. Because at that point, I was like, oh, wow, that's a very powerful scene. And then I was like,
hold up.
Wait a minute, something's not right here.
And immediately, we go right back to present time with McConaughey and Powers Booth coming through. And Powers Booth...
Which they're at the graveyard now.
They're at the Rose Garden.
At the Rose Garden. Yeah.
And Powers Booth immediately says, well, hold up. That doesn't add up.
Right.
Which immediately I'm like, oh, okay, good. This is... Okay, I didn't mess up something,
right.
you know? Yeah.
Did I fucking hear right?
Right. And I'm going to tell you, when people act like McConaughey was given a layup when he won the Oscar, because let's face it, he took up some hammy roles.
Yeah.
You know?
Sure.
But I'm going to say, watch this. All right? Watch this. Watch A Time to Kill, like you said.
Yeah.
We Are Marshall. Even Ed TV, okay? I'm going to tell you, Ed TV... That is an intelligent movie that is smart. I really like that movie. It's well done. It's really well cast. Dude can act, all right?
Oh, yeah, definitely.
And the reveal when he tells Agent Doyle...
He's like, well, it makes sense if the person standing in front of you is Adam Meiks.
And you're just like, what? Like, well done. Like, at this point, my head is spinning because, like, we've already just got hammered with two, like, shocks.
Yeah.
You know? Right. And then now you're getting this, and it's just like, what the hell? So we end up going back in time, and we go back through each of these demons whenever Paxton would lay his hand upon, and we actually get the reveal that these were actually some
legit
bad people. Yeah. Did some horrible things.
And Adam could see the vision. He shared the vision with his father.
And Adam did see when he was saying that
he always said, you know,
I see it, Dad.
I can see it, you know.
And Fenton's just like, no.
Quit lying.
Right.
Know? I'm not lying, I swear. He's actually telling the truth.
the way this came about, I guess James Cameron, and this is probably the biggest reason why he got thanks in this movie, he gave Paxton the suggestion to not show these demons' crimes or wrongdoings until the end.
Oh, yeah.
And it would just make it more of a surprise to viewers. And, yep, sure was.
Absolutely.
It was beautiful. Beautiful storytelling. Yeah. Perfect timing. I mean, it's just like right when you... It's like riding a fucking roller coaster.
Yeah.
It's like right at that time when you're ready, it just takes you on this ride, and you're just like, oh my god, this is amazing.
It's a good payoff.
It really is. It really is. But that's not even the last payoff.
Yeah, that's right.
We get more.
There's more.
And it's not like it's not even like it's oversaturated.
Right. Yeah.
I mean, you're a prize fighter in a boxing match right now, and you're just getting hit left and right with haymakers, uppercuts. I mean, you're just getting bombarded right now. You really are, and you're loving every fucking second of it. If you
see the genius immediately, it's like the puzzle pieces falling in place. And
yes.
Like,
yes, absolutely. Yep. And we end up finding that Agent Doyle murdered his mom.
Yeah, yeah.
And Adam, not Fenton, is there basically. He's on a business call.
That's right.
Yep. From God.
Which is sweet.
Right.
You know, because early in the movie, they add a little bit of this, you know, like, is this a picture of your mother? You know, and
yeah,
I appreciate you not touching my things.
You would never pick
you know,
up on.
In the car ride, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it played subtly throughout the movie.
My mind calls back
but you
to
never,
those things,
but you never would have thought, you know, to be honest. Now, which, going back to Powers Booth's acting throughout this movie, if you go for a rewatch, you know, you see the sinisterness of Agent Wesley Doyle, you know, throughout this film.
Yeah.
And, you know, that's, like I said, you know, he's arrogant because he thinks he got away with murder. You know, he has done this, you know.
Yeah, because he's been an agent for around, 20 years or so,
time.
I'd say.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can kind of
And it's good, too. You know, Matthew McConaughey, you know, reveals it. And, you know, throughout the whole movie, things subtly are clicking, you know. He never wanted the agent to touch him.
He didn't want to shake his hand.
He didn't want to shake his hand.
When he's towing him in the car,
yep, he never wanted him to touch him at all.
But you don't think too much of it because they're like, man, get the fuck off me. Yeah, whatever,
people
you know?
Don't want to be
people
fucking bothered and shit, you know?
Exactly.
Maybe he's got some kind of weird
subtle. So subtle.
It's great. Fantastic.
It's great. It really is.
But then he reveals it, you know, and he's like, bet you didn't think anybody knew that, did you?
God saw.
Yeah. That shit awesome.
And I'm telling you, and that shot,
and it drains Powers Booth. You know, it's like he just can't.
What did you do to me?
Right, he's like, I can't.
It's like when
it's like Sis's failure.
Yeah,
it's like at the end of the Crow movie where Brandon Lee gives all his
his
girlfriend's hours of pain and misery in the emergency room to that guy in one fell swoop.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, but that shot of McConaughey from basically what's Powers Booth's perspective, standing there with the axe. I love that
he's
shot.
like, I'm an agent. They're gonna know. He's like,
God will protect me.
God will protect me.
He did.
And swung. Oh, it's great. It's a great shot. It really is.
Shot to the head.
But we end up finding out that, wait, there's still more. We find out that no wonder the local sheriff was so forgiving earlier about an ambulance being stolen of someone's body, and just as long as you bring it back, all's well. And, well, wouldn't you know it, Adam Meiks
is the goddamn sheriff.
He is the sheriff.
And his old lady's the knocked up
and she's pregnant too, so guess what?
Police
that
station.
Lineage is going to keep on going on. At least I feel like that's what's absolutely implied, you know?
Oh, yeah.
What's really cool, is the reveal of, the next day, the next morning, obviously the FBI is looking for the agent, he's looking for Doyle.
And Adam set it up to where it was his brother who was committing murders on purpose because he wanted to draw Adam to him.
But it's weird because, it's revealed they're going through camera footage and
it's all
the video's
distorted.
Grainy at the face. You never get a clear shot of him. And I'll be damned, he just can't remember what he looks like for the life of me. I cannot remember.
It's so good.
God will protect him, I guess.
God, and it's like it's all unfolding before your eyes. I'm like,
all this shit's true.
Dad wasn't crazy.
Right. There are demons out there.
And I tell you, there's a handshake between McConaughey and Agent Hall.
At the end,
And he starts to pull away, and he holds on. He's like, you're a good man, Agent Hall. And you're like, well, he'd know.
Well, at this point, you're sold.
Yeah.
You're like, well,
God, the devil, God demons, they exist. Yeah, absolutely. And fade to black, and right as we're fading to black, we see two boys on scooters. That's actually Jeremy Sumter and Matt O'Leary, by the way, on the scooters that are riding by. And that's our movies guy.
And throughout this film, an incredible score is playing. And it's pretty much almost the same somber tone and everything.
Yeah, from the title sequence.
It's this movie is very simple.
It's kind of a Shawshank Redemption sounding theme.
Yeah. With Silence of the Lambs.
Silence of the Lambs, yeah.
I really
agree with you on that.
I mean, I don't know. It's just awesome.
Good. Yeah. And that's our movie, boys. Frailty, 2001. Unless you guys have anything else you want to add on, I mean, are we...
I'm ready to wrap her up.
Wrap that shit up, B.
Buddy.
Yeah. I mean, this was one you guys introduced me to, and I didn't hesitate to watch it because we've established a pretty good rapport about knowing if one of us recommends a movie and you gotta watch it unless it's Troll Hunter.
Well, no, when I recommended Psycho Cop to you, and you were like, "Man, that is so fucking awesome." Remember that?
Oh, I remember that. I remember the outcome being different of how I felt about it.
You want to talk about polar opposite ways?
It was funny too because I introduced you because we were like, "You should watch Frailty."
It was right in the same time,
and then a week later, I was like, "You should watch Psycho Cop too. That's a good fucking movie too."
And King's like, "All right, yeah," and he's
what
like,
are you doing?
"What the fuck?"
Your credibility was awesome, and then it just shot to shit.
As I recall, there was some debate after witnessing Psycho Cop about is this ranking in the area of Halloween Resurrection?
We did discuss that.
Yeah, we did.
Oh, it's much better than Resurrection.
It is.
Psycho Cop is definitely a better movie than Resurrection.
It is.
I can't remember. I'd have to go back and remember my ratings. I don't know. I can't remember. But
we'll talk about this later.
Same wheelhouse.
God damn it.
I think here it is. Almost a year since we watched Psycho Cop. I mean, coming up on a year. We're getting there. We're
pretty close.
We're on the back end of this year, and nostalgically, that movie has a place for me better than what it did when we first viewed it.
Oh, absolutely.
So it's got a nostalgic...
It's got a cult following amongst us.
Build.
Yeah. And it's actually streaming on Amazon right now, by the way. So.
Psycho Cop.
So if y'all don't know what it is, check it out. And then go listen to our review of it, because that's hilarious.
That's old school highway right there.
Yeah. But terrible intro.
Yeah.
Frailty. Back to Frailty.
That's right. I'm I'm going to call it a 9.
9.
Yeah, that's held since the first time I saw it to my
instant
most recent viewing. Yeah, and it doesn't ever... That's a movie I can never, ever predict losing, my heart. Yeah, that's a good one.
Would you say that this is one of those movies that when you do a rewatch, even though there's so many reveals and what's going to happen, does it lose any...
No, I get new chills on the second watch.
Awesome.
Yeah.
I hear you on that.
That's where all those callbacks, like I said, the Tarantino style dialogue and things that you see that you didn't... that maybe you reflected back on at the end and remembered the photograph and the conversation about the mother at the police station, but at the time that you first viewed it, you didn't think any more of that than it's just a passing phrase. You weren't like locked into, oh, that's something I should remember because it may come back up later.
Right.
It wasn't one of those. It was so subtle. It took the rewatch to appreciate that. So yeah,
well
definitely a rewatchable movie and definitely going to hold a 9 in my book for a long time.
You were genuinely shocked toward this ending. For the ending of this movie.
Yeah.
Which is great,
it gave me instant chills. I was like, ooh, nice. I see what you did there, and that was genius. And the whole time I'm wanting to see these reveals when they're happening, and I'm not understanding why they're not showing them to me. And I'm like, if they don't pay this motherfucking shit off, I'm going to be pissed. And when they did, they paid it off in 10 out of 10 fashion. I mean, they couldn't have done better on the payoff of those reveals to me.
Thank you, James Cameron.
Heck yeah.
Yeah, good job.
All right.
And good job not including him in part 2 of Titanic, because I don't think that would have been a good call. I was afraid that was the advice you were going to say James Cameron gave him when you were talking about the advice James Cameron gave him.
Uh-huh.
I thought you were going to say James Cameron advised him not to do Titanic 2, and that paid off.
Did James Cameron do Titanic 2?
No.
Oh, okay.
No. Just so we're clear, this is like a shitter low budget.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Below Psycho Cop.
Below
Resurrection. Yeah.
Ooh.
I would dare say. I mean, I haven't even watched it, and there is a bit of a morbid curiosity there for me, but I'm not there yet.
Okay, fair enough.
And morbid enough that you know more about it than I do. That's what I'm saying.
Well, yeah, I mean, just a little click here and read a couple paragraphs, you get the gist of it.
It didn't interest me enough to do that.
All right, so 9 out of 10 for Frailty from the King. Awesome. All right, Lord, what you got, man?
All right, so I was lucky, and I saw this movie when it first came out. And I'm very thankful that I've gotten all these years with this film, because I truly do enjoy it. It's one that has captivated me from the beginning. Matthew McConaughey kills it. He's an awesome narrator. And I think it doesn't... you can put him in anything. He's almost up to Morgan Freeman status.
Yeah.
For narration,
I'll give you that.
So,
it's top notch.
Yeah, it is. Obviously, you get another great actor like Powers Booth. He portrays a very, like I said, arrogant, cocky, killing FBI agent, which you never see coming.
Yeah.
Bill Paxton, okay, this casting is phenomenal. And that's hard to do, You rarely ever get to capture that kind of connectivity that this movie delivers.
Especially with the small the cast that it is.
Right.
Like you said, with as much screen time as you get. Yeah.
I can sometimes predict who could be a good recast for a remake of a movie. There's nothing that comes to mind.
This movie better not ever get remade. I doubt it.
There's
would,
no reason to.
I doubt it would, but if it ever would come out, I
would not watch it.
I would probably riot.
Right?
Seriously.
I hear you.
Yeah.
I cannot speculate anybody that could be cast better in any of these roles.
Yeah. Just leave us alone, Hollywood.
Yeah. Yes, please.
Honestly, in your mind, leave this forgotten.
Yeah.
All right. We stopped on you there.
That on top of the killer soundtrack that we get, all the twists and turns, that just keeps you on the edge of the seat the entire time. I know IMDb's got this rated at a 7.2 out of 10. I think that is criminally underrated.
And that's a high score for IMDb.
It is, and I really think that's, like I said, criminally underrated. I don't believe in 10s, perfect scores of films, but man, this one it's about as close as it gets for me. This is the movie I want to see. Are you telling us
you're never going to ring that bell?
I will not ring the bell. It's not a perfect movie because there's a few things like the adult Fenton. I don't know. I wish they would have gotten more into that. He doesn't look anything like I would figure Matthew McConaughey's brother would be and shit, Yeah. I don't really like that casting, I guess, per se, but he was a very small part and shit, which I think they should have added a little bit more of that.
I just feel disappointed that you're never going to ring that bell. I can't get past that. I ring that bell like I go to the fridge at midnight on Saturday.
There's always something wrong. Okay. There's always something wrong with
I hear you, King. Man. And honestly, I think we should start grading on a curve. So a 9.5 for him is a 10.
For us, that's an absolute easy.
There's no such thing as a perfect fucking movie, dude.
Halloween 5. I mean,
you fucking liar.
I gave it a 10. 9. No, I gave that a 10, didn't I?
Did you give it a 10?
You gave it a spiteful 9.
Yeah, you gave it a spiteful, firm.
I know what I gave it. I'm just fucking. I'm just saying.
This movie, guys, 9.5. I mean, this is what I want in a movie, especially one that's not even like horror and stuff.
Yeah,
this is great.
Yeah.
Bill Paxton. I wish he would have done more. Really, and Dan Aykroyd. But
yeah. All right. Well, Frailty from 2001 was written by Brent Hanley, and this was really the only thing of note that he's got here for his credits. Obviously directed by Bill Paxton, rated R. It was released April 12th, 2002, but it debuted at the Deep Ellum Film Festival, held in Dallas, Texas, on November 17th, 2001. It has a runtime of an hour and 40 minutes on an estimated $11 million budget, and it only grossed about $17.4 million. It was a limited release, and again, and this is obviously why this was a very kind of just forgotten and just skimmed over movie, It was never really under any other alternate titles, but the God's Hands was considered briefly. It is streaming on the Stars app if you have that, but you can rent or buy it on Amazon Prime for $3.99.
Worth it.
Yeah. IMDb, as you said, has this a 7.2 out of 10 with a Metascore of 64, a Rotten Tomatoes score of 74%, and an audience score of 78.
I think part of the problem with this was the packaging. I mean, looking at it right now, the poster for it, the VHS box art, whatever you want to call it, it does not call to you. It doesn't say, this is a movie I must see at all. I don't know if that's the number one problem. Or
I hear you, but if
had
you
some
know
badass 80s art,
but if you know
from an age where that's important.
I understand, but if you know what you know about this movie, it's perfect because what that cover is.
Yeah, but you don't know what you know about this movie when you go in a video store and you're looking at boxes and you see this and you're like, oh.
Well, I'm sorry, you see.
And you hear the title Frailty. What the fuck does that mean?
Well, you see Bill Paxton's name at the top. You see Matthew McConaughey's name at the top. You see Roger Ebert giving it a thumbs up.
Oh, for the fucking love of God! Don't start with your Roger Ebert bullshit.
That was on purpose. But then you get Stephen King's endorsement also. I don't know. To me, that cries out, pay attention to me.
Yeah, but if you don't look at far at the box when you just see the cover, I wouldn't look at the names of who's in it. If it doesn't interest me,
I don't know. I'd look at it and be like, well, that kind of looks like, is that Matthew McConaughey? Yeah, it is. Well, what's this about? Oh, this kind of looks creepy. Let me pick it up and turn it around. All right, I'm renting this. Guess what? One of my favorite movies.
You're the snobby guy at the video store then that I'm like trying to look over your shoulder like, why is this guy looking at that so long? It's got shitty box art. Fuck that movie. That's me.
Nope, I rented this at Blockbuster.
Well, I'm proud of you guys.
Like back in the day, man.
Hollywood Video for me.
You guys made the right choice, and I didn't. Clearly, I'm giving you the win on that. I'm just saying
because there's
a reason.
I seen it. It said Bill Paxton and Matthew McConaughey, and I was like, "Oh shit!"
Sold.
Pretty much.
I see your point, though. Okay. You're not wrong. I know what you're saying, but just. Wow, where do I begin with this? I mean, this movie was something special. An amazing directorial debut from the late, great Bill Paxton. Absolutely hit a home run. Honestly, more like a game-winning grand slam, okay? He came at you as the double threat, directing, acting, the direction of this movie, the writing, the acting, the casting. I mean, it is all, like you guys said, I mean, it is damn near perfect. I don't think you could have put together a better all-around ensemble that could top this. You get a ton of emotions and actions from Bill Paxton as dad. You believe all of it. It's so genuine. Guys, we lost a great one way too soon. I'm sorry. I mean,
absolutely.
Paxton was... honestly, and I feel like posthumously is now when he's starting to actually get this recognition, and I'm even guilty of that too, because he's one of those guys I think we've taken for granted because he's just been in so many good things.
Titanic.
Yes, Titanic, not two, just Titanic.
Sorry.
No, it's no, but you look back and you're like, oh my god, like man, he was really awesome. Matt O'Leary and Jeremy Sumter, they were great as young Fenton and Adam. Again, their relationship and their bond with each other and with Bill Paxton is just genuine. McConaughey, he was superb. His narration was on point. And Powers Booth matches each moment step for step. He really does. I really love the transitions that we get going from present day to back in Thurman in 79. I think they're pretty clever.
Yeah,
well done.
it's not bad.
It's very appealing, at least to me it is. The pacing, the delivery, the soundtrack from Emmy-nominated composer Brian Tyler with this cast. Like I said, this is a hidden gem from the early 2000s. Bill Paxton really tapped into his inner Alfred Hitchcock on this. This is a very dreamlike and at times nightmarish Southern Gothic tale.
For a young kid, yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Just an absolute delight to watch this, and I'm with you, King. The rewatchability, it holds up, and I think it adds.
Oh my god, yeah.
Sure.
I think I already had like high admiration for this when I first saw it upon first viewing, and I think it's just grown since.
It's such a good movie to like show new people to.
Yeah.
Because when I've shown this movie to like a bunch of different people.
Me too.
And I always try to look at their face during
At certain
the
moments,
reveal.
I was doing the same thing
And
with
I'm
Janelle.
like, yeah, I want to see that expression. You know, I'm always looking for it, man, because I know the chills that I got when I first watched this film. You know, it's like shit.
Hell
All
yeah.
right, and I want to see people's reactions. You know, so
Yep.
I was like that with Titanic. I was looking around at people's reactions in the theater.
I was at a Goodwill.
Because I knew what was going to happen next.
Be like, who knew that ship was going to sink?
They're about to hit an iceberg, boys. Watch these people. They're going to freak out.
I was at a Goodwill
sorry.
recently, and
I'm taking it too far.
looking at the VHS section, and there was a copy of Frailty there, and I already own a copy, but somebody else was there looking at VHSs, and I recommended that to her, and she was like, "Oh hell yeah, cool!" And she grabbed it up, and
She put Titanic back and picked it up.
oh, absolutely.
Okay, all right.
Well, first it's lighter, and it's better.
It is a little lighter.
I love how this movie makes you guess. It's not really a whodunit, but like I said, you don't know what's really happening, what's not happening, what's real, what's imagined, and who is really who.
Yeah.
It's movies like this that remind me why I fell in love with cinema in the first place. You would be really hard-pressed to find many flaws or shortcomings in this movie, and if you did, you'd be nitpicking. It connects all the dots. It leaves no stone unturned, in my opinion. There's no hidden meaning. You're not insulted by the storytelling. It's all right there, laid out in front of you, just like a buffet. This happens to be one of my favorite movies of all time, and in my opinion, this is a modern masterpiece. It's a 10 out of 10.
Ring that bell.
There it is.
I love this movie. This movie just blows me away. And it's, like I said, I think it is the only movie I can genuinely say with as many twists and turns that we get throughout this story, and just like, what the hell? The rewatchability, it doesn't diminish it at all.
Absolutely, yeah.
Like I said, I think it's one of the few movies where it actually enhances. It makes the movie better, because then you have the appreciation for McConaughey backing away from getting, put into the cop car, not shaking Powers Booth's hands. Just the intricate details that was just paid attention to in this. It's just, God, it's phenomenal.
I think this is on my Desert Island movie list, dude. For real.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah,
this is one of my favorite movies of all time.
Yeah.
It's definitely
Is it top 5?
It's top 10 for sure. I don't know if it's top 5. It is absolutely top 10, no doubt.
I like it a lot. I'm not as high as you guys, but I like it a lot.
Well, 9 is high.
It came. And
it's not a spiteful 9.
No. There's no spite for it.
Yeah, it came at a stretch of movies I'd watched, and I thought, oh, these are okay, and bam, you hit me with that, and I'm like,
is this better?
That's what a good movie is.
Is this
now
movie better than Halloween 5 in your 9 spectrum? All right. Yes.
We got that.
Yes. Halloween 5 was a spiteful 9. I admit that. It was an 8. It's the absolute best day of my life when I watched it. The day that I watched it and loved it the most, it was an 8. I still hold a place in my heart for that day that I called it an 8.
Fair enough.
Do you hold a special place in your heart the day you called it a 9? Hard?
Yeah, I do.
Firm?
I do.
Fucking right, I do.
I remember.
Oh, I did that for all the non-believers and the fans of Halloween 5, man. Because I'm with them.
Good on you.
I just recognize that they're wrong, and we're all wrong about it if we like it. But
you're standing up for Halloween 5, lover of the nation.
Yeah.
Right now.
I'm the advocate. I'm out here playing their song.
There you go.
All right.
Because I, too, once.
But he'll sing the song of Frailty over Halloween 5.
No.
Which counts.
It's pressured, yeah. All right.
Yeah, we paid
you put me on the spot. You definitely paid me in the corner.
Sorry. Sorry.
No, don't you be sorry, because I'm not.
He's not sorry. No, he's not sorry.
That's what this shit's for.
He's got a receipt on me.
All right, hitchhikers, this concludes our review of Frailty from 2001. We hope you all enjoyed our in-depth analysis of this lesser-known psychological modern classic. Find us on Facebook at Nostalgia Highway Podcast and be on the lookout for new announcements and updates. Make sure you also visit the King Art Facebook page that is linked to the Nostalgia Highway page, where you can find a wide variety of incredible artwork from the King himself.
Oh yeah, new shit coming all the time.
I haven't drawn Titanic yet.
You can also email the show at nostalgiahighwaypodcast@gmail.com, and we're on Twitter. Our username is @highwaynhp, so there's all kinds of ways you can reach us. So if you have any questions or anything you want to bring to our attention, we'd love to hear from you. So this review closes out the month of November, so you better watch out.
What do you mean?
You better not cry.
Oh boy.
I've been good this year.
You better tune in to Nostalgia Highway's Yuletide Slasher theme for the month of December.
Oh, man.
Stay tuned for what we're going to review, because we're going to keep that a secret.
Is Santa Claus coming to town?
Maybe.
I don't know.
Maybe somebody dressed up as Santa Claus is coming to town.
We'll find out.
Maybe.
Oh, boy. Alright, so on behalf of the Lord Ketchum and Dave King of the Road, I am your host, the Mayor Matt Logston, and we thank you once again for hitching a ride along with us, and we'll catch you out next time, out on the highway.
Yep.
Paxton tapped into his inner Alfred Hitchcock on this.
Alfred Hitchcock.
Hitchcock?
I always catch that shit from him.
Alright.
Remember that time he said Yosemite?
Remember that time he said Samhain?
Yeah, how you say it? Samhain.
Samhain, that sounds like a soup.
Samhain.
Samhain soup. Samhain stew. Alright.
He admitted to me tonight he's wrong about that.
Okay, fucking ain't right. Sam Hang, motherfucker.
I don't tell you how to live your life. I just tell you how you should live your life. Quote the king, nevermore.